to talk about the six who made me. My dad, Big McCoy, was my first influence with music. My dad was a great musician. He played keys. He ended up becoming an inventor. One of his inventions was an electronic guitar. It was a guitar that could send MIDI information to a synthesizer. So it's kind of a strange thing that I'm in this acoustic genre, and it really all started with this super high-tech thing. My dad was a crazy electronic genius. And my best friend at the time was this kid named Pablo Capra, who lived in the same area as me, and he had just gotten a Fender Strat for his 14th birthday. We didn't have any formal musical training, but because we were together, we learned to play off of each other. And one of us would learn a piece of music, and then the other one would show it to him, and we really got started kind of that back and forth camaraderie. We were really trying to learn more of the classic stuff for some reason. Beatles and Doors, things like that. Number 3 for sure is Jimmy Page. I know he's influenced so many musicians. The reason he was really influential to me was because around that time I was able to get my first acoustic guitar. Of course, the electric stuff Led Zeppelin does is incredible, and that's their most famous work is their really hard-driving rock electric sound at the beginning of the heavy metal stuff. But I didn't have an amplifier, and I didn't have a band either. So I really gravitated towards the acoustic sound of what the early stuff that in the Zeppelin records, what Page was doing. Before I really got into bluegrass music or old-time music or any of the folk idioms, I was first turned on by David Grisman and Jerry Garcia. They did these really cool duets together, which they record live, and it was a really great gateway for me to get into folk music because I was a big fan of the acoustic records the Grateful Dead had done. And that's when I first started to hear some of my first real bluegrass and old-time kind of songs through that. Number 5 is Danny Nicely. This is when I started to really move into the bluegrass and folk territory. Danny Nicely is a virtuoso player from Virginia. He was my first and pretty much only guitar teacher, and he showed me all kinds of amazing things about theory and the way music goes, and I was actually able to hire him to play on my first record, which was incredible to have him there. 6th one is an influence that will be really obscure for most people. It's an old-time fiddle player named Hammonds. When I first bought my fiddle, the guy who sold it to me, Orland Moses, gave me an Hammonds record to go along with it. He said, "These are the 2 things you need. Here's your fiddle and here's the Hammonds record." And being from West Virginia and being the Hammonds from West Virginia, it felt like a heritage thing was going on. It's incredible music, so that was a huge influence even on my guitar playing, that melodic stuff that he did. He was the Robert Johnson of fiddle music.